As a young guy, how do you establish yourself in a clubhouse full of vets?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say there's much to like, guys trying to establish themselves in the clubhouse. You kind of just listen and learning. Everyone has the same goal to win a World Series, and you just kind of want to be a part of that. Part of the group, part of like figuring out how we're gonna do that and win a World Series, and it's really cool.
Yeah, so you got one of the best middle infield duos in the league, and Dansby Swanson and Nico Horton. Have they given you any advice?
Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with them. Really two really good guys. They were both in my position at one point or another. So I wouldn't necessarily say they're like going out of their way giving me advice, but just definitely being open to talking, being open to communicating, and I'm always listening to what they have to say. So they have a lot of great things to say. They have a lot of great things, just the way they communicate, the way they go about their business. So just kind of watching how those guys do is really cool.
What have you learned from them?
I learned a lot from Dansby in particular, like a few things defensively, just the way the glove works through the ball, stuff like that, pre-pitch hop stuff, and Nico a little bit defensively too, the way he pushes through. I've learned from both of them like how to be just kind of mature and professional about how they go about their business. So they're both very professional guys. Like that's why obviously Dansby's had a long career, and they're both gonna have very long careers. Staying healthy, staying on the field, staying consistent, so it's cool.
You won the Brooks Wallace Award. What did that mean to you?
A lot, because I put in a lot of work defensively, and I think that award kind of awards the shortstop not just offense but for defense too. Obviously, still a lot of room to grow defensively, but something that I care a lot about.
This winter ball, you really, obviously you're up the shortstop in second, but you spent a lot of time working at third base. What was that transition like for you?
It was great. Like you get really comfortable in position when you take a lot of reps there. So, taking a lot of reps, getting more comfortable, and it feels that way.
Would you be open to playing third base with the need of a third baseman?
Would I be open to playing third? Yeah, I'm sure if they called me and said, "Hey, Matt, you're playing third in the big leagues," I'm not going to say no to that.
Like, sure, that works for me, Coach. Craig Counsell, he is one of the most notable managers in the league. So what have you learned from him, and what's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, he's awesome. I think he's so good at his job because he kind of lets the guys be themselves, play free, be comfortable. He develops a good relationship with everybody. I think that helps just the player and feeling confident in themselves when you have your coaches and coaching staff that are confident in you. They do a good job of that. Whether you're the young guy, the new guy, the old guy, the vet guy, whatever it may be, he's gonna go out of his way to create a relationship and make you feel comfortable.
There's a lot of buzz surrounding you and a lot of the other young prospects here. And so what does that mean to you, especially with a team like the Cubs that are in their championship window, to maybe be a part of that next generation?
Yeah, I think like you look at the Cubs right now, and they're still kind of in that generation of talent. There's plenty of guys that aren't going anywhere for, a few years. But to be in kind of that mix of like, hey, maybe I can kind of help, just kind of work my way in. You don't have to be the guy, but you can be there, you can learn, and potentially win a World Series. Like, that's all you can ask for. So I think it's kind of the perfect storm for a lot of these young guys. And, I think all of us are feeling the same way. Like, hey, we really just want the opportunity to be a part of something bigger and be a part of it.
What can Cubs fans learn about you?
I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't really do all that much other than baseball, hang out with my fiance, kind of live a simple life. I love the game. I love being around the game. And I'm just, I've dreamed of this my whole life. I've been preparing for this my whole life. So I'm really just kind of ready for the opportunity. I love how much the fans bring to Chicago, what they bring to it, all the energy, showing up every day. So it's going to be really cool.
Walk me through what that moment will feel like for you when you make it to the bigs.
It's going to be, I think like a lot of people talk about when they got chills on draft day. Draft day wasn't necessarily like that. It was an amazing day, something that was so cool. But I think, the real chills, the real, emotion is going to come on that first day in the big leagues for sure. So I look forward to it. I'll have better words to describe it then than I do now, but it's going to be a good moment.